Hello everyone, welcome. We are back on No Man's Land. This is the continued series from the FarmSim Guy and Gaming that did a multiplayer show on this. Then Scott Free For All and Mighty Mike followed it up with 5 episodes each. Mark Thor was the one that kind of came up with the idea of continuing the series off. So I am the third one in line, and we are on episode 2. Thank you for jumping in, Hodge. Not sure anyone else is in right now, but I know the stream's a little bit later than normal. Typically, probably a lot of the viewers are from the UK, as well as from Australia, where Argsy's from. Plus, it is even a little late for some US viewers. Maybe not the West Coast. I hope the audio is fine for everybody. Hope the music's not too loud, and I hope you can hear the mic all right. So every morning's gonna be collecting eggs, it seems like, with how many chickens we have. And then today we are in November and the sugar beets are ready, so we will have to lease a sugar beet harvester and get working on those. That way we can get them over to the sugar mill and we can start working on finally getting some stuff done for our cake. I think I'm going to sell probably 1,000 of the chickens, just because we are running low on food. And we will need to make it through the winter still without hopefully buying any food, but we'll see. I have... Hey, good old boys. Thank you for jumping in. I was just about to say, I have never done sugar beets in Farming Simulator 22. I think I did them once in Farming Simulator 19. So a lot of this is going to be new to me, doing the sugar beets today. I'll have to probably be some trial and error. Oh yeah, found plenty of eggs. Every morning I wake up to just stacks of them, and then the keeps telling me they ran out of room and they can't find anywhere else to put them. That's what I hear, good old boys. Beets are super fun. Yeah, they're a little time consuming. I'm sure we'll make a stream of it. Now I watched a lot of the streams, but not all of them. And my only concern is the sheep were running out of food. And I don't think we have any grass bales or grass stored anywhere. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to try to buy a plot and cut some grass or what. I did feed the cows first thing this morning because they were out. Then the chickens they're running a little low, but we have some sorghum, I believe, stored up. Yeah, we're out of wheat, and we have a little bit of sorghum left, so that's why I think I'm going to sell a load of the chickens. That's what I hear. That's what I hear, good old boys. I need a big trailer. So we can't buy anything, so the rules or the guidelines that Mark Thor and the other content creators have laid out is no buying equipment. So we can lease equipment still, and we have plenty of money, so we can pretty much lease whatever we need. So we'll be leasing the harvester and a big trailer. And then we'll go from there. But I just wanted to get the eggs out of the way so that we can get more eggs. And then at the end of the day, we'll probably have to visit the sheeps and the grass situation there. So we pull up our store. We can go to I have it right here, the Beats Technology. I'm not sure which one's the best one. I know this one's obviously got the biggest spread on it. But I don't know if it can it store anything? So this has no capacity, so you have to run a trailer next to it or behind it. So is there a trailer that hooks up to that one? Okay, that's only for picking up piles. So we need probably the Tiger or the Grim. Alright, we'll go with the Tiger then. I would say good old boys knows more than me on this. Then we need the header for it. So if we go to combinations, I'm gonna take a guess and say that one. Hey D-Dog, thank you for dropping in. Then trailers. What do we need for trailers? I don't think there's anything in here. We can just pick up with the regular trailer. Tractor trailers. I'll have to lease a semi or a lorry then. Hey Nick, thank you for jumping in. Go with the red one. It's worth it? Alright, we'll go with it. We'll lease that, then we'll have to lease a truck. It's all good, D-Dog. I know you've been busy with life. I know your mom's had that going on and everything else, so no problem there. I appreciate you stopping in, though, and taking the time to drop in. Which truck should we get, everybody? What's your favorite? Black Anthem. I don't know that I've ever tried this truck out. Don't buy it. Lease it. That would have been a mistake. Alright, so we'll just tab on over there. Like I said, if you're not familiar with the series, this was originally started by the FarmSim Guy and Gaming. They built a no man's land kind of farm together with, I think, about 30 episodes that they did a multiplayer series on. Then Mark Thor kind of came up with the idea to continue it on, so Scott Free for All did 5 episodes, Mighty Mike did 5 episodes, and now I am going to do 5 episodes on here. If you're not familiar with their channels, they should be down in the description. You can check them out. They should have a playlist or the videos on there. It's a pretty cool idea. Everybody kind of gets to put their little bit of a taste on it, or their mark on it, how they play the game. And it also gives you the challenge of having to work after somebody and also make sure you leave something decent behind for another creator. Another no man's land, and it's kind of weird to say no man's land series, D-Dog, or another playthrough, another farm build. I hope the audio is good for everyone. I got the music kind of in the background, and then hopefully my chat audio is high enough over the game volume. So I assume this header just takes the foliage right off the top, and then it just goes right in. Yeah, D-Dog, it is a great map. I know on Farming Simulator 19, I spent a lot of time on it. I had, I think, built a farm. I had originally done one kind of at the starting location that they give you, but I had also built a farm somewhere over here that I had kind of pieced all together myself as well, so I know I had done a couple playthroughs on it. But when Farming Simulator 22 came out, I was wanting to try other stuff out, so I never really jumped onto it, and then I jumped onto the Western Wilds when that map released. Holy smokes. Alright, so let me see what I did. Unfold the header. Don't know. Oh, we gotta unfold the harvester. Like I said, I've never done sugar beets on 22 yet. I did it like once on 19, so a lot of this is gonna be a little bit new to me. Good old boys told me to get a huge trailer, so I did. Open this. Oh, there we go. We're taking them. fields aren't too big, so I don't think it'll be too hard or time consuming. I don't, like I said, I haven't streamed a whole lot. This is honestly like the third stream I've ever done. And just with my work schedule and family schedule, it's kind of hard to get time to set aside for streaming. So most of the time I just play while at night and then record and do videos that way. Yeah, I don't think it'll be too bad, good old boys. Crops. Right now, Hodge, we have a lot of wheat. I have barley in a few fields, and then we have oilseed rape in a couple other fields. Then we're doing sugar beets here. And those 3 fields kind of over there in the distance were sunflowers that just got harvested. But the way, when I took over, the only thing I could really plant was either wheat or barley, and we already had a lot of wheat, so I planted barley in the other fields around us that were ready to go. The DLC, I did get the DLC. I have the season pass, so that was included with it. I've been playing a little bit on it the last couple days. I have a few videos out on some of the contract stuff if you're interested in that. But yeah, Hodge, we have, like I said, we have the oilseed rape or the canola here. A lot of wheat, because the chickens burn through wheat like no tomorrow. And we have barley in these 3 or 4. Harvesting the sugar beets now, and then these fields have been harvested. So we have to get those all field prepped and ready for something that we can hopefully plant in March. I don't think I'll be around when March is here because I'll be passing on to somebody else, but at least the fields will be ready. So kind of some of the guidelines that were set by the other content creators and Mark was also we can only have 1 worker. So I can't set everything up, you know, a bunch of course plays. But I think we might need to buy another plot so that we can get some grass cut. Yeah, Hodge, I don't know if you're familiar at all with the No Man's Land. I think you were in the last stream for a little bit. But the series that this has kind of been, but they have a chicken barn that holds like 5,000 chickens. So they produce a lot of eggs, and they eat a lot of food. I don't know who all owns the DLC, if anybody does. How do they like it so far? I mean, it's definitely not necessarily farming, as in this style farming, but more the tree farming. Yeah, logging sim, yep. Logging sim extension. Or logging sim mod add-on, yeah. It's been fun messing around on there. I think the way people have to look at it is either they're, trying to advance some of the logging physics and bringing in a new crowd. But if farm people want to actually play the new map, the new style, I think you could do a survival and just try to build. It would be challenging, but build basically a hillside farm. It would have to be small scale, nothing large, but I think we could do it. Yeah, forestry is farming. I agree, Nick. The different style of farming. It's just not the not the same, not what people are used to, I guess. Like I said, the game's kind of built around we get to do a little bit of everything, and the more they add in, I think the better. I think it brings more to the game, more mods. Yep, animal husbandry. Yep. I think just the way they built the map, the new features on it, as well as the new physics to the trees, brings a lot to the game in and of itself, even if people don't like forestry. I am excited to see where that goes, Nick. I hope more maps and new things can come out where we can actually use like the productions as a way to build our barns or houses, build production facilities, make it where you actually have to work towards something a little bit more. I don't believe you can, Hodge. I think the containers are strictly for logging right now. That doesn't mean something might change where a modder comes out where they can have their own containers, but I think they're strictly for logs at the moment. That's a good question. I did a little bit of a container video that'll be coming out in a day or two. I have to edit it. I have not tried to load anything else in it, Hodge, but I'm pretty sure it's trees only, just from what I've read and seen. But I don't think there's any way to like do a tipping point where you could put anything in. All right, Nick. So Nick confirmed it there. They're for logs only. I do think the new map would bring, if you're looking to try something a little different, you could do a pretty decent like survival roleplay, because mining and logging is big in the farm sim community. It's just not as big, obviously, as maybe agricultural side or arable farming. But I think you could do a pretty cool survival on it, or even a roleplay. A roleplay would be great for the map. The whole deadwood trees, being able to kind of like be almost like forest rangers or cleanup contractors. You could do where you protect the redwoods, even a lot of the people were, I've seen some people complaining that the redwoods don't give out any money, but honestly in real life, most of those trees in their natural habitat you cannot log. The only time you can, I think, log or cut down redwoods is if you actually have your own basically redwood tree farm. Yeah, I know the mining's pretty big. I follow, if you don't follow like FS Miner or some others, because there's a ton of mining mods out there, especially like the Terraform mod out there that you can dig and do things in a map. I mean, farming has it's a broad term. You know, it could be used for a lot of things. And I think the only thing about the expansion is people that do not like logging are probably just a little bit, I guess, peeved by the fact that most of the season 1 pass hasn't been like a stellar showing of arable farming or animal husbandry. I think animal husbandry people have really wanted to advance, and it just hasn't gone insanely far. But hopefully season 2 or next year they'll bring out some, we'll be able to see some more advancements in that area. But I think the forestry is what they did was a great thing. How do I, oh, probably got to turn on, there we go. Nick, I believe you are the one that, did you have that event, not to the charity or the fundraising event not too long ago for cancer research? I believe a bunch of content creators were involved with. Pretty sure that was you, right? Well, I hope you reached your goal, or you made a decent amount. I caught a little bit of some of the streams, but not a whole lot of them at the moment. Schedule's been pretty slammed. And thank you, Owens Farm, for subscribing. I saw that just pop up on the screen there. Oh, you're doing more streams, huh? I did not realize that. I haven't seen that. I'm on a lot of different Discords, but it's hard to keep up with all of them. I try to browse through them every once in a while, but it's hard to. I'm only active on 2 or 3 strongly, but the rest of them, it's kind of I browse through them and try to catch up, but can't see it all. Especially with the Platinum expansion coming out, I feel like everything's been that. Is that like a multiplayer server that you're doing, Nick, or is it just streamers kind of one after each other doing streams for it? All right. Well, everyone, make sure you check out either Nick's. I don't know if do you have Nick's channel or the whoever else streamers you follow. Make sure you check out that event. Going towards, I believe, cancer research. That's right. I knew you were. I was trying to remember the name. Feel free to check out his channel. And if you are able to support out that charity, or at least catch the streams. I know some of the content creators, especially the ones that were monetized, where anything they earned was going towards the charity. I think FarmSim Guy did that on his last time. Field 1 is done. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be very, very time consuming, but it went pretty quick. Now I could see if you had a huge field, that would be exhausting. Yeah, I still got one to go. You're right. Well, that is loud. And there's rocks in this one. I don't know if there's rocks in this field. I didn't see any. Doesn't look like it. Hey, Mark. Thank you for joining. Gotta be late where you're at now. But then again, you don't sleep. I don't regret the trailer at all, because the other trailer I have only holds like 8,000 liters. 3 a.m. Mark. I don't know how you do it. You just intermittently nap all day long? Just a night owl. Can't really be up for work if you were never down, huh? Might just have to turn around on the field here. No time for naps. I agree with that. I have no time for those either. Mark does a lot of different mods, if you don't know. He's, I don't know, do they have any of your mods on here, Mark? I'm not sure if they do. I haven't looked through them all. But he also does a lot of, what should I say? He does a lot of help with editing some of the maps or editing mods for, I believe, FarmSim Guy and Scroft. Hey, Mighty Mike. Thanks for joining in. Making your lunch at 3 a.m. I know it's a little bit later stream, especially for some people that are on the East Coast or somebody like Mark who lives across the pond. But just work schedule and everything, it's kind of hard to get consistent playtime in without being at nighttime. I'm hoping to be able to do a stream either Saturday or Sunday that will be a little bit earlier so that some of the others will be able to tune in. Oh, that's right. They have the Ford Combine. I forgot about that. No, I don't think there's any rules against it, good old boys. What we could ask Mark is it alright if we buy more plots of land, or is that kind of a stick with what we got? I'm not saying buy the whole map. I want to do that. But we are going to need, I'm not sure, and maybe Mighty Mike knows, but I can't seem to find any grass for the sheep. So I'm thinking we might have to cut some grass, and I was just thinking if we bought a new plot of land, we could chop all the meadow grass in it. I know we have a lot of hay, we have a lot of straw. Oh, so they'll just take the hay. I didn't even... For some reason I think in my head it's grass only, but I guess hay makes sense too. Think we should get rid of some of the money, Mark? I got this 600,000 just burning a hole in my pocket. Where is this is the, I believe the sugar mill. Helicopter kind of scared me. There is the drop-off point. Kind of an odd drop-off. I think the plots are only 100 something. Oh, they're only 85,000. We have a lot of money. I don't think I'm gonna burn through that much. Cheap. Shouldn't really have to spend a whole lot of money after this leasing the sugar beet equipment. I know Mighty Mike's been having fun on the new Platinum expansion. He's been driving around just demolishing trees. I've been spending time kind of messing around with the new contracts. I tried a deadwood one, and I found out I accidentally cut down a wrong tree somehow. I have no idea how, because I'm pretty sure I stuck to the marker, but practically lost money on that one. That's good, Mighty Mike. Your series so far looks like you're having fun on it. Something different, trying out the new big equipment. Yeah, Mark, my only thought was I have a video coming out tomorrow on it, but I had cut down one of the trees and then I had cut it into like threes, and I don't know if they counted that as cutting down the wrong tree or not. Because I went around and I'm pretty sure I only cut the trees that had markers on them. Yeah, it is a good change of pace. I think it also might be good for just I guess like forestry community in general. Might get people a little more involved in forestry that maybe never would have touched it in the past. Bring a little bit different style to their gameplay. It's obviously not for everybody, but something different. Change of pace, like you said. And these sugar beets weren't too bad, Mighty Mike. Fields are pretty small. Like I said, I've never done sugar beets before, so this was actually pretty easy. Now if I had the small trailer, that might have been a little more annoying. For some reason when I did them in FS19, I remember them taking forever, but I think that's also because I did them on a field probably 5 times the size of these ones. Now, because this is a root crop, I think we're going to have to plow. Yeah, Mark, your harvester's the fast farming multi-header one. Pretty cool one, actually. We definitely have rocks in this field sporadically. Only about half of it. We have rocks in, I believe, all 3 of those fields, so we're going to have to pick the rocks out of those ones, or pick the stones. I haven't used it, Mark. Like I said, I hardly ever do potatoes or sugar beets. And I don't even think I've done cotton in FS22 yet. I haven't really touched a lot of the other crops in FS22. I've mostly stuck to the basic cereal crops and um, things like soybeans and maize. Great demand at maple syrup. Oh, might be loading up the trailer now. I know we have a lot of pallets of them. Hey Tin Man, thank you for joining in. And I did, on my Western Wilds series, I just did potatoes, a small little strip of it. And it was almost a complete disaster. I did one of the pull behind harvesters and yeah, that was, I don't know, it took me about half the field before I actually got a group going. I know the stones are turned off on the fields, or on the game now, but we still have to pick them out of the fields because I'm not a big fan of seeing stones or rocks all over the fields. And the sugar beets are done. I could see using it, Mark, if I get into more of the sugar beets and potatoes on my Western Wilds playthrough. Also, please let me know if the audio or anything sounds off. If something, you feel something could be changed for the better, because I've only streamed a handful of times. Actually, this is the third time. So it's all kind of a new experience for me, making sure everything's working together well. Sugar. Oh, so we can store all the sugar beets in there and make as much sugar as we want. Awesome. Thank you, guys. The one goal of the No Man's Land series is all of the content creators slowly work together to try and bake a cake. I think so far we have, I believe Scott put the sugar mill down. Not sure. And we have the dairy there, so we have the dairy. We can make I believe all the contents are butter, sugar, strawberries. We will need a flour mill, so that might be what I put down. Well, wait. I think we got eggs covered, Tin Man. But yes, we need eggs. Pretty sure we could open up our own egg cafe, making every type of egg type of dish there is out there. I think we got enough eggs for 100 cakes. So before we pick up all the rocks, I think we're going to have to get some of the lime out of the lime production and actually lime the fields, because last I checked it was full. I'm going on the wrong side of the harvester here. Yeah, Mike made a bunch of scrambled egg baked scrambles or whatever. Some omelets. Okay, Mark, awesome. I don't know if you want to toss that over to me and I can add it in, or the next guy can add it in when he loads up. Right now I pretty much just do what Mike does and move him out of the way every night and morning. And I still get yelled at after sleeping for not having enough room in the egg area. Okay, I'll check it out, Mark. I think I'll be adding in the flour mill. Good old boys. I don't think we have a flour production point. So I'll probably add that in. I don't know if we'll be adding any flour, or, well, I think we got some oats we could add to it. So if we look, we have we have a couple greenhouses, so we can start to make the strawberries when we're ready to bake the cakes. Then we have the sugar mill that we just activated that Scott put down. We have the dairy, and I believe I switched it over to butter, so we can start making butter. I don't know if we need chocolate for the cakes. Where's the baker? We'll need milk, which we'll have that covered with the cows. Flour, sugar, strawberries, butter, and eggs. That's not too bad. We're only really one away from being able to actually have all the ingredients. Then somebody will have to put down a bakery and actually start baking the cakes. We will return these, then we'll see if the maple syrup is actually at a good price or not. It said it had a great demand, so we'll check that out. I think the idea is to just keep passing it along and people can keep adding on. I'm sure once we get a cake baked, we could move on to something else or maybe add in a production. I know, I think Gaming Joy might be next on the list, but I think that's also dependent on when I wrap up in his schedule. Oh. I'm not sure who else has been interested in it or who Mark's contacted. Let's check out the maple syrup, see if it's on here. This is the stock checker mod, or the time saving stock check mod. Basically just puts all your products and whatnot in one area and gives you the best time to sell it or the max min prices and whatnot. It's pretty cool. So it says March is the max month. Max value is 9,000, but the value right now is 10,000. Max value is 3,000. Max price is 2,006. So we're a little above that, our prices, so we could probably sell some of those. We don't have a whole lot, but we have enough to get a little bit of money. $1 a.m. I think I was in bed long before then. Yeah, that new edit, Mark, that you helped Scroft with looks pretty cool. The Farmhand series is on Calmston, but Scroft is also doing another custom farm build on Calmston that he's going to be doing, I think, some of the pumps and hoses and Maze Plus on. He had started on adding him, like Mark has said, and then he decided he was going to go back to Calmston. I think Calmston's his bread and butter. He loves it, and can't blame him. It's a really nice map. I'm excited to see what he does with that new edit. I'm pretty active over on Scroft's Discord. I like all his videos and his play style. looks like a case of honey. Is it? It is. Probably could use the forklift for this, huh? I've heard that, Mark. I know Scroft mentioned it. I wasn't sure if the talks on that had advanced at all, or if that was just possibly something that might happen. It would be cool to see if Oxy could take that and turn it into basically a Calmsden, I don't know, 2.0 or a Calmsden edit. Get it onto the mod hub. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. And depending on where the custom farm is he has, I mean, they could almost, might be a little bit of a pain, but you could maybe combine them. Probably act these a little nicer, huh? Oh, great. Don't want to do that. As you can tell, I'm a pro at this. I haven't actually used this, like the attachment head here. I used it a lot in FS19, especially when I did logging. That makes sense, Mark. Wait till Scroff's kind of at a intermission or a period where he either ends it or moves on to something else. Instead of releasing half an edited map. Might grab the forklift. Not that I'm any better with this. Is he? So he just built his custom farm on top of the Farmhand series farm? That's pretty cool. I guess in a way it kind of turns the map into a whole new, not a whole new, but kind of a whole newly developed or changed up map. That's even actually a little more exciting. Ah, okay, that makes sense. And how many pallets? Oh, these only hold 288 liters, I was gonna say. Hopefully those custom animals can come out as a mod, or maybe as an asset or something that other modders could use. Don't push that off. Auto load log trailer. I believe there is some out there, but I don't know if they work with the new platinum expansion. I think they'll probably have to be updated for it. Do you play on PC, good old boys, or do you play on console? Another one did pop. PC. Yeah, I do think there is some auto load trailers. I don't currently have any on any of my saves, but I could check it out for you. Unless you're playing on the platinum expansion, then I think you're just out of luck for now. Still an update. I also, like Nightbot just posted there, I do have a Discord if you want to join it at all. I do try to keep up to date on what I'm looking to do. I also post some screenshots and other information on there. And then also, if you just need any help with anything, feel free to drop in and ask questions. Then if you are watching and you haven't liked yet, I would appreciate it if you like the video. If you're enjoying everything, enjoying the content. And also, if you don't know, go check out the original start to this series, which was done by the FarmSim Guy and Gaming. They both have about, I think, 30 or so videos on it. Just kind of the start and the build-up of all this. And then also check out Got Free For All and Mighty Mike's channels, because they were the ones that followed up afterwards with the 5 episodes each. think we're nearing the end. Oh. There's one accident. Nice, nice. Notice, you know, Argsy being in such a different time zone than me. Posting videos at like 2 a.m. doing live streams and stuff for me anyway. Kinda sometimes hard to catch some of his stuff. I know he's been doing on the Platinum expansion, I think, the crossplay server. And I know I believe Scroft is going to be, not Scroft himself, but his Discord will be setting up I believe a server for the Platinum expansion if you're interested in that. I think Mighty Mike might also be setting one up. I'm not sure if they're all going to be crossplay or not, but there's a chance they are. I would like to do a multiplayer server where I could have people on and then jump in and do live streams or stuff every once in a while, but obviously right now I'm a pretty small channel, so I don't know if I'd get too much of the activity, as well as my schedule just kind of makes it difficult to maintain a multiplayer server itself. Good deal, good old boy. Steel Horse found some trees. New lands map that wouldn't work with the new harvest. Oh, so are those must be like custom trees or something? I know it's kind of different with the new equipment, the DLC and everything. Some people don't realize, like, the trees have different thicknesses, so you can't, certain equipment can't cut certain size trees. So you need to have the right size equipment for everything, technically. Okay, so Argsy has a crossplay server on Silver Run, supplied by Legion, so that's nice. I believe Mike's channel will be a crossplay as well once he gets it set up. I know he has talked about doing it because he said now he's to the point where he has made enough from just members and such to be able to do that, be able to give back to the community a little bit. You know, I think when I was first getting into farming sim, or really getting into like the content creators and such, I joined Argsy's Discord and went on one of the maps and played for a little bit. And that's one of the maps, I believe, why I no longer like doing rocks or picking stones. I went on there and one of the tasks was we had to get the rocks out of the field, and spent like 3 hours doing it solo. Nobody else was on. Okay, Scrops will be PC only. Yeah, it sounded like it might be either or, depending on if there was interest or not from console members. Oh, you're on driver 53s? I didn't know he had one set up. I do know he does a lot of multiplayer stuff. I've noticed that, but I haven't really stayed up to date with a lot of his videos. But he does do a lot of good a lot of informational videos or things on his Discord. He has a lot of info on pricing and how different tractors and equipment and tires and whatnot. Yeah, I don't like rocks either, good old boys. I typically turn them off right away. Try for a little bit, and then I tend to turn them off. Voila. That was easy. Yeah, is driver 53 a console player exclusively, or does he do PC as well? For some reason I was thinking he was a PS5 or console player, but I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep up, good old boys. Everybody kind of has their own what they like and what they don't like. And it's hard for me to sometimes keep up with Driver 53 or like FS Clubs type streams. They got a lot going on in chat. I like watching streams. It's really enjoyable. It's just sometimes a lot of times I have them on in the background or on the side. But then when chat starts going crazy, I can't really catch up or keep up. That's what I thought. I thought he geared it towards console, trying to be console friendly, I guess, with his content. So if we look at the map, I believe we might have to lime everything, honestly. Well, if we plow this, we'll probably need to lime it. We might want to get a plow, and we can plow these two fields. Then we could do lime on everything. Pull the rocks out of these few fields, and then work on cultivating them. Yeah, there definitely is some large PC player audiences. I think simulators and stuff in general are typically more PC players. I feel like obviously like simulator games and whatnot are more mod friendly, more mod heavy, and that's obviously hard to do on console all the time. But games like FarmSim or SnowRunner have done it where they've added in console mods that get tested and whatnot. But I know when I played, because I grew up on console, I grew up playing the typical action, whatever games, a lot of console exclusives, but never really noticed the simulators. And maybe that was just because I was younger, but then I got into FS19. And from there, it was all downhill because I started buying PCs and building, and now I'm sitting here on a pretty decent PC playing on a nice monitor with and streaming to all of you guys. All right, so I don't know, do we own a plow? We have the subsoiler. I suppose we could use that. Where's the subsoiler at? Is it over here? There it is. All right. Grab the McCormick here. So I'm pretty close to, I think it is 400 subscribers. So thank you everybody who subscribed, and thank you for supporting the channel, liking the videos, and keeping up. I really appreciate it. When I initially started the channel, which was back in early spring, my goal really was probably, I was thinking like 300 by the end of the year. And well, I passed that mark pretty good, and I'm at 400 and still moving up, so I appreciate it, everybody. I feel like I don't know, like live streaming on consoles just not as common. I know you can do it with like PS5, like the built-in system. And I think I've recorded some videos and whatnot with my PlayStation, but just not as common. Like Mr. Sealy P does videos, but he never really does like live streams. My goals, good old boys, my goals for next year, I mean, it would be amazing if I could hit 1,000, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I shot up to actually like 200 subscribers really fast in my channel, and so I was getting all excited, and then it kind of slowed down, so I think I just had kind of initial boost from a couple videos that just hit well on the algorithm. But then I tempered my expectations a bit more. I would love to hit 500 by the end of the year, but that's a lot of subscribers to hit for a small channel like mine within a month and a half. Yeah, I've gotten some decent views on some of the DLC videos, not an insane amount. I've got a couple just small, like they're only a few minutes long, but they're on the contracts right now. But my schedule is I typically game at night when the kid's in bed. And then I have 2 to 3 hours depending on how late I feel like staying up. I'm not like Mark, I can't be up till 3 a.m. every night, but I usually game a couple nights and then I spend a night almost editing a video. So typically only am able to get out, well, like 2 videos a week if I'm really trying to focus on one of the series. But I've spent the last couple nights kind of staying up late working on some short videos for the DLC. So hopefully those will start to catch and move up. That's true, Mark. I think it's console players just like to watch other console players because they know all the mods they're going to use are console oriented. And PC players like to watch PC players because they know they can get those mods or they can do it more advanced farming in a sense. All right, Mark, sounds good. Thank you for jumping into the stream. And I don't do a roleplay series, good old boys. I kind of started doing just time lapses when I first started. I've just recently started getting into doing like a let's play and also the live streaming. So I have a let's play series on Addingham Park where I'm focusing on the Maize Plus mod, the Animal Grazing mod, as well as the Pumps and Hoses DLC. That's for sure, Mark. Roleplays take a lot more editing, a lot more thought process behind them. Good night, Mark. I'll see you tomorrow or in a couple hours. I got probably another, I don't know, 15, 20 or so minutes before probably have to wrap this one up and get some sleep myself so I can wake up feeling all right for work. We'll probably finish this field and then see how far we can get on the next one. And that will leave lime spreading and collecting rocks for the next video, as well as possibly buying a plot of land and using it to get some grass. Thank you, good old boys. It makes live streaming way easier when I have somebody to interact with. You know, if you're live streaming to nobody, it's a little hard to just talk to yourself, but you kind of got to get used to just talking to yourself, I guess. So thank you for interacting. Thank you for chatting. I appreciate it. Helps keep me thinking. Helps keep things flowing a little easier. Like you like the live streamer talking, or you like chatting in the or talking in the chat? I wish I could catch more live streams. I try to watch whatever I can between FarmSim Guy and ArgZ and a few others, but most of the time I'm either at work or I'm doing something with the kid or taking care of something in the house. Alright, that's what I thought, good old boys talking in chat. Yeah, it's nice, the interaction's great. I agree, Tin Man, if you're talking about live streamers that talk, I think the talking ones are the best. The ones where you can actually interact with your chat and keep up. Kinda like doing something like this ain't too bad, so I can keep active, plus, you know, my chats aren't very active at the moment. I know the last live stream I did, I had, not that it's a lot, but I think I had up to 20 people at one time. And for a second live stream, it was a little intimidating, but I do appreciate you guys being in there and chatting and keeping it active. That's true. That's true. Speaking of influencing the play, if we bought a plot of land, which one do you think would be the best? Hello, Roland. Thank you for jumping in. It is not a case. It is a McCormick. So if we bought a new plot, I mean, I'd prefer it to stay close to the original farm. What autocorrect's for, right? I don't want to do one full of trees. So we need one that has some actual grass on it. We can't buy 31 because that's the hillside that has all the names on it. $35. Right here. So that would be the one that we are pretty much looking at. That'd be this one here. Yeah, we got quite a bit of grass in here. We can do this real quick. I think 35 would be a good one. Got a lot of grass. We got the trees there in the middle, kind of close to the road. Yeah, 46 wouldn't be too bad. I think we'll stick with 35. It kind of keeps the farm together. And then maybe the next content creator or whoever takes over could start expanding out up or sideways. Let's buy it. Just do it. Now we own a whole patch of meadow grass. I'll probably have to focus on mowing this next video before it gets into December. I know the tractors have GPS, but I'm honestly not too familiar with it. I use enhanced vehicle mod for a lot of my track setup, and I've been wanting to get into the vehicle controls add-on, or VCA. I'm not sure what the technical words are. Yeah, the free grass is nice, but definitely if you're trying to stick to grass, planting grass and growing it is the way to go. So then you can fertilize it and get higher yield bonuses on it. I just thought we could buy that field, cut it for grass, then we could plow up some of the areas and build some new fields in there. I don't know if I'll be the one to put new fields in there, or if somebody else will. But next live stream will probably be focused on cutting that grass, getting things baled up or collected with the, they have a couple forage wagons, or not forage wagons, yeah, they are. Yeah, I believe they're forage wagons. We're doing totally fine on money, and we have enough productions and other things we could make more money if needed, but I don't think I'm gonna put a dent really in that 600,000. We just bought a land, we've leased a couple pieces of equipment, and we still have 600,000. I'm not sure if I am or not. I know it's kind of a joke or a thing, because Argsy's kind of a clean freak. I think FSG's not too much of a clean freak. We'll see how much time we have left on the last live stream if we get around to washing the tractors or not. It'll be the middle of December, so it might be too cold to be spraying the pressure washer. Weird, it's like ghosting on the track. Didn't notice that earlier. I typically, in my playthroughs or things, I'm always either, I guess, lazy about washing stuff, but I also kind of like the equipment to look dirty. And something about it being dirty and worn down, I prefer. Yeah, I'll clean FSGs. I think the McCormick is Argsy's. Let's see. Argsy rules on the license plate, so I'm assuming Argsy's. Yeah, I like especially if you have an older tractor, having the paint chips and the dirt all over it makes it nice. Oh, the dirt hides the paint chips. Yeah, that's true. Bogging all the Platinum Edition equipment through the swamp. It is dirty work, the logging. I was driving actually today and they're clearing out some wooded areas down one of the county highways, and just like a mud pit with the rain and everything else. Ah, it's alright. Shows character, right? All the mud and the dirt. Can't be wasting money on a pressure washer or the time to wash them. I do like that red Volvo tractor. I think that'll be one that I use a lot with different playthroughs or on different series. $480 trees. Wow. Does that include like the redwoods and everything then? I assume. Oh, that case Puma was awesome. I remember using that. It was like my starter tractor most of the time. Oh, am I on spoilers? I guess I don't really mind too much. Probably depends what kind of spoiler you're talking about. Yeah, so I know you can plant the redwoods. I believe you can cut them down, but they're not worth it because they're not kind of frowned upon, I guess. Considering most of the redwoods, the natural old redwoods, are illegal to cut down in the States. And they are in most of the time in national or state parks as well. So it's not really worth it to cut them. Yeah, I suppose you could turn them into wood chips. I didn't even think about that. Get out Mighty Mike's big old saw thing and just melt the trees. Alright, where did I leave the blue tractor? Here it is. So I think we're gonna be ending the stream there on this. We've got the 2 fields plowed. We bought plot 35. We got the sugar beets out. We started the sugar production. We just need to get some feed to the animals, mow up field 35, and also take care of the field work in the other fields. Yeah, it sounds like maybe with the redwoods they just made it where even though they weigh a ton and they're huge, they're not really worth doing anything on them. But I'm sure some mods and stuff will come out that could fix that. Oh, so these fields do not need lime. I figured after plowing them they would need lime, but they don't. So we'll have to lime these, and we'll get the rocks out of everything and work on cultivating them and getting them all set. Yeah, I could feed the sheep real quick. We can grab some hay, check that out. I believe I have the wagon over here for hay. Yep. When do I plan it? I'm hoping to stream. I don't think it'll happen tomorrow night, but maybe Friday night. And then I'm also hoping possibly to get some earlier streams in where it's not so late at night, on Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. Next week, obviously it's Thanksgiving here, so I have a lot of family stuff, but I also am on call for work, so it's hard for me to set any type of schedule and stick to it because I never know if I'm going to be getting called out. Why did it turn into forage? What is that about? Well, let's dump this back in there and let's try to get hay this time. Oh, I think I had a little bit of TMR in there, so it probably turned it into forage. Like music playlist or just video playlist. I do have a time-lapse series on the Western Wilds as well as Elk Mountain, Wyoming, and both of those are just time-lapse, so they are music basically with just the time-lapse, no audio of me talking or anything. Oh, just ran over that sheep. The Elk Mountain series is kind of on hold with the whole Platinum coming out and doing these live streams, as well as me doing Addingham Park Let's Play with Maze Plus and Pumps and Hoses. But I have about, I think I just finished recording episode 40 of the Western Wilds. I just need to edit it. Most of the music is, I enjoy kind of the, I guess, house or dance genre, a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, like tropical or synth type music. Just kind of something I like playing too. I have, I think, a little bit of country in there. Not much though. Well, thank you, good old boys. If you do watch the channel, I appreciate it. It does help out with the watch time, as well as if you go through and like them. And if you're interested in the Platinum DLC, I do have a few videos just on some of the contracts. I'm hoping to get some longer videos, like a Let's Play type series on there. Just haven't had the time to put a video together yet. I was doing a few small how-tos just to get some videos out there and show some people how to do a few things. Also, feel free to join the Discord if you have any questions on anything. I try to keep people up to date on what my schedule's looking like and live stream potential days. Also share a lot of screenshots and whatnot, as well as ask help from you guys. But I think we're gonna end the stream on that one. We have the sheep fed. Got some more eggs here, but before I switch over the days, I'll probably move those eggs. Cows should be good, and I think we're in pretty good state. So thank you everybody for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll catch you in the next couple days on the next one.